Hezbollah's drones are piercing through Israeli defenses and forcing the IDF to adapt on the battlefield. And the threat is growing. The attacks are intensifying. Israel soldiers in the northern front are under mounting pressure. A video released by Hezbollah showed FPV kamikaze drones hitting Israeli military positions in southern Lebanon's Rashaf. In fact, the footage shows strikes on at least two Merkava Mk4 tanks. Armored bulldozers, heavy trucks. Take a look. Hezbollah's drone warfare continues to be one of the most, if not the most serious tactical threat facing Israel on the Lebanon front. The challenge has become so severe that Israeli soldiers deployed in southern Lebanon reportedly contacted fishermen around the sea, asking for fishing nets to help shield the military positions from the explosive drone attacks. In fact, reports say the move was an initiative by the troops and not part of an official IDF procurement process. The Israeli military has reportedly experimented with shade nets, football nets, and fishing nets to stop the incoming drones. And Israel is not alone. Ukraine has been using repurposed fishing nets as a low-cost, low-tech defense to intercept and neutralize Russian drones, particularly first-person view and Lancer drone models. The IDF is said to be working on a standardized anti-drone protection system for buildings, vehicles, and fortified positions. Israel has also reportedly created a specialist task force involving military defense and civilian experts to counter the growing drone threat. The urgency follows a series of major attacks over the past 1 week. An Israeli staff sergeant was killed in an explosive drone strike near the Lebanese border, while the commander of the IDF's 401st Brigade was also severely injured in another drone attack. In total, at least 10 Israeli soldiers were injured in the Hezbollah drone strikes, while overall at least 22 Israeli soldiers have died. Since the latest fighting with Hezbollah started, the issue is also becoming political. Shalev, who is contesting upcoming elections with Bennett's Together party, claimed the reports were true. He said, in fact, that he had narrowly survived an explosive drone strike on the building where his unit was stationed in Lebanon. And on the other hand, Hezbollah chief has lauded the group's drone capabilities and rejected calls for disarmament. Here's what was said.
Disarmament is annihilation, and we will not accept it. Disarmament means stripping Lebanon of its defensive capability and the capability of the resistance, Hezbollah, and people, paving the way for annihilation.
Israel says Hezbollah's FPV drones are becoming increasingly difficult to stop because they are remotely operated through fiber optic cables, making electronic jamming extremely difficult and easier for them to dodge detection. They are susceptible to windy conditions as it can lead to cables tangling. Unlike conventional missiles or rockets, the drones are far cheaper to produce. The estimated cost of each drone is between $300 and $500 US. Some drones can also be modified and armed with RPG-style anti-tank warheads. The drones can also be made from commercially available and 3D printed components. These low-cost drones can destroy high-value military targets and have also been used extensively in the Russia-Ukraine war. According to Israel's public broadcaster, Hezbollah's drone operations are now limiting nearly 80% of the Israeli attacks in southern Lebanon. The report says the drones have restricted troop movement and forced some Israeli operations to avoid daylight hours. due to fears of drone surveillance and attacks. It also reported that anti-drone systems are being distributed to only a limited number of Israeli troops because of supply shortages. Hezbollah has also reportedly moved away from a centralized command structure and is increasingly relying on guerrilla-style warfare tactics, making the IDF's anti-drone operations less effective. To stay up to speed with the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.